Hi there, and welcome to my next lesson, which is going to be on vibrato and bends. Just going to give you a quick example of some of the things that hopefully we'll cover over this lesson, and hopefully you'll be on the way to learning and understanding. This is going to be down on the 7th fret on the G, and we're going to be bending up to the 9th fret on this example. So basically, stuff like this. Right, so there are some just different types of bends and vibratos. Bending to different, not just bending one, up a fret or up 2 frets, but maybe even 3, like, and then up to here. And they all sound good together, if you can get them all down together, and you can get some really nice, interesting sounds. So it's worth learning, while you're at it, learning or perfecting standard bending. You might as well go for more exotic stuff as well. So I'm going to start off just showing you, breaking down how, in the simplest form, how to bend. So the best way to do it, I find, is, make sure you've got a good grip on the guitar neck, because if your fingers are floating, like if your hand isn't actually solidly holding the neck, I find that it's not as easy to gain accuracy. I mean, it's possible, but it's good to have the weight on the back of your hand to just to hold it then, and for stability once you've actually bent the note. You won't find many guys bending up here like with their hand, So that's first thing. So yeah, have a good stance before you even start, and then so we're starting on the 7th fret here on the G. You just want to do, for this, for like a blues rock, you don't want to do like a really like sharp bend. You just want to smoothly take it, just and hold it. Practice just going from this pitch to this one, just. Because the trick to a really great vibrato is being able to accurately hold the note you're vibrating around. So you won't get a really nice vibrato tone if you're just if it's sloppy, if you're bending sloppy. So that's the bending. And then obviously it's the same principle for just half a step. It just takes a bit more practice, I think. Bending up like 3 frets, for example. Right, so let's take a look at vibrato now. So using that same note, that 7th fret up to the 9th. So we're going to bend up. And then the idea is, if you can imagine, say this 7th fret, right? If you want to be bending either side of the string, kind of moving the note, physically moving the string either side, but evenly. So basically, whatever direction, however far you go downwards on the fretboard, you want to do back up as well. So it's kind of like. As it is a really exaggerated, slowed down version of what vibrato is, but if you overshoot in one direction, it can sound. It won't sound as nice, really. You want to get it a nice, even measured sound. So basically, so a vibrato on the 7th fret without a bend actually would just be. And obviously that's sped up, but if you can imagine, slow down, that would look like. So it's the same applies with bending. If you can just imagine that note is your starting point. So it's kind of like. yeah, again, that's it, slowed down and exaggerated, but you know, that's what will make your vibrato technique when you speed it up. So and it's worthwhile trying on the higher frets as well, and on different string gauges, obviously, because bending on you know, each string has a different dynamic to it. So practice on different strings as well. You know, don't just try and don't just think that bending is you know, something reserved for the B, the height of the B in the E, because you know, you can get some really nice bends down on lower strings. But yeah, obviously nice bend, you know, the real screamer bends come from up there. So it's worth practicing, just, you know, down low and up high on the frets as well. So once you've got that down, once you've got the bend and the vibrato, you know, try bending, stretching the note into different ways. You know, say like in a different bends will all work within those blues patterns, as long as you don't go too crazy and try and like rip the string off the guitar. But so yeah, so bending up 1 fret, 3 frets. Some people, you can go up high, and if you've got a whammy bar, you can, you know, help the bend on the way. So a different vibrato technique now. This time we'll start on, say, the 12th fret on the B. So that's just the standard vibrato. But the vibrato we're going to look at now is a kind of, it looks more like a violin style vibrato, but I don't really think it sounds quite like it, but it looks the way they do it. You kind of you got to apply a bit more pressure down onto the fretboard, and that usually means, you know, having 3 fingers or even 4 behind, you know, having all the fingers supporting the note behind it, because playing with just 1 finger, you know, on its own, you can get it down, but it's just not very comfortable or accurate. You know, all vibrato should have at least 2 or 3 fingers behind it, but this one especially needs more help. So you're going to hold down on the B, on that 12th fret on the B string, and basically you kind of just rock it forwards and backwards, your fingers there. You can hear it's different, you know, to the same thing. Yeah, so there you go. So there's a different type of vibrato technique, and yeah, so it's always nice combining these. Like I've always like combining all the techniques I show in a video and a kind of example at the end. And if you've got, say, we'll start on the 15th on the B. So something like that, you know, a little bit different to the standard vibrato you're gonna hear. And yeah, I guess that's what I'm happy with what I've done so far. I think that's it. I'm gonna probably do another lesson on vibrato, some different kind of stuff like mid-run vibrato and you know, bending with 2 strings and but that's another day, I think. Another lesson. So thanks for listening to this one, and hopefully see you on another video soon. Cheers, guys.